Cuts it back into Haaland. See, have the ball. Here's Hakimi. Haaland inside the penalty area. Shot deflected. João Felix has Hakimi racing behind him to try catch up. We cut it back into Szoboszlai. Oh, takes the shot. I thought that was in. Foden drills it into the box. Come on, stop that from happening. Just stop it from happening. Ooh, a mistake might be the thing that disappoints them. But no, again, disappointing result. We've dropped all 3 points against City at home yet again. Episode 83 has now arrived, and we're going to talk a bit about some of the players in the squad and how we're getting on. And in terms of the game off camera, we won 2-1 against Brighton Hove Albion. Again, we didn't keep a clean sheet. We played quite well for majority of the game. It's just that once we started making substitutions, yeah, the concentration level dropped, and we started misplacing passes, and a mistake led to the deficit being halved. But in terms of this episode, we're going to be taking on Bournemouth. We're going to be playing at home in the Carabao Cup 4th round. We have a away trip to Anfield right after that game. Match day 4 in Group A against Eintracht Frankfurt. We're going to be playing against them. And to cap the episode off, we're going to be playing against Newcastle United. We're also going to take a look at the table to see what effect that result against Brighton has had on the table. Here we go. So we're sitting second place, 1 point below Liverpool, who have 25 points. We're level on points with Chelsea, but ahead on goal difference. City, they're 4th place with 21 points, and outside the top 4, sitting at 5th and 6th, we have Wolves and Leeds United. But again, only 9 games in. As I said before, let the table take shape. We're not really gonna base our judgment on the overall season just by a couple of games, but I do see the top 4 being consistent unless Arsenal go on a good win streak and Manchester City, Chelsea, even us probably drop more points to shuffle the pack a bit in the top 4 race. One thing I started doing, I started picking my starting 11 based on clean sheets, simply because I know the combination of these guys at the top will help us shut teams out, and they play better as a unit. Even players like Timber, LaCroix, Corbett, they've definitely stood out so far this season, stood out more than some attackers, because the defensive performance sometimes carries us. Like in that victory against Arsenal, and it could have been a lot worse against City, but we had a lot of our own chances too. And Malacia, he plays really well. He's been consistent along with Timber in this series. In terms of goals, we haven't added too many goals to the tallies. As you already know, we only played 1 game off camera, but Rashford continues to disappoint in front of goal. We started him in the last game. He did get himself about. Link up play was decent, but again, he's in the side for goals. Everyone else can do all the link up. He just needs to know how to finish, and often or not, the chances fall to him, but he just doesn't take them. Kone, he's actually improved a bit, so he's going to be more in contention for the starting 11 again. Now that Bellingham's back, it's been difficult for him, but since we've been playing him and using him off camera alongside Ruiz, I don't think Bellingham is a foregone conclusion in the first team. He's complaining about playing time at the moment, but the thing is, Bellingham doesn't offer me anything that no one else could offer me in the side, because he does help out defensively. That's one thing Kone doesn't do, but in terms of going forward, that's his main priority, because that's his instruction in the squad. The 2 centre mids are meant to just be full on focusing on attacking. The box-to-box midfielder gets back from time to time, but Bellingham doesn't offer the same thing as Ruiz. He doesn't offer the same thing as Kone with the late runs in the box. But yeah, that's about it. I don't really want to waffle too much. We're going to get straight into the action now. Bournemouth versus Manchester United. We're at home, 4th round of the Carabao Cup. We are going to rotate, but not rotate too much to the point where we water down the starting 11. But yeah, hopefully we get off to a flying start, because this is what we need just before the storm, before the Liverpool game. In goal, we're going to start with Ethan Fuller. At the back, we have Jurrien Timber, Silva, Sheehan, and McHugh. In the midfield, we have Calderon, Bellingham, Felix. Abbas is playing up top on the right-hand side. Down the middle, we have Marcus Rashford as our standing captain. Gallows playing off the left. Bellingham finds Rashford. Drills it into the centre. Felix, 1-0. 16 minutes played. João Felix playing in the number 10 role, bags himself a goal. It's a good way to respond to the criticism from Bellingham. Gets himself involved in the build-up of a goal. Plays Rashford in behind. He has a simple ball to play across the box. Cicerone almost cuts it out, but Felix was there to tap it in. I knew that was coming. He was going to try go beyond the defender, but I didn't commit. Timber. Abbas. Plays the ball forward into Felix. Rashford, first time shot, 2-0. Right after taking the lead, Marcus Rashford doubles it. Two players that are called out in the menu have now responded to the criticism. Happy days. So throwing down this left-hand side for Bournemouth. We're defending it. Didn't defend it well enough. Tavernier takes a shot. Fuller with a save. Tavernier is really cheeky. He didn't need to do the steppies. If anything, it slowed him down. And that was poor defending on my behalf. Put the cross in. Eventually, Chotard gets it away. Felix thinks over the top. Rashford, volley. Oh, tipped onto the post by Jordan Pickford. What a save. Been really good at shutting them out. And Andrick into Svankara. Chotard. Svankara can turn, takes a shot. Save from Fuller. I just said we've been doing well at keeping them out. Now they're building up chances. They're creating chances. Now I might have to retract that statement. Olsen. Fran Garcia plays a ball in behind Svankara. Through on goal. Fuller does really well in that one-on-one scenario. The striker did have some pressure on him from the defender, but the keeper still had a task to do. Oh, come on, Bellingham, get under control. Overlap and run from Timber, and cut it back into Felix. Felix, right foot shot with the Trivela. And Pickford pulls off another save. Mayer. Pass is intercepted on the inside by Tommy Sheehan. We can make a move down the left-hand side, moving more central. Ball played in behind into Rashford. Passes it into Felix. What a goal. I thought Rashford was going to mark that up with the first touch. He quickly gets himself settled and squares it into Felix, and another tap-in goal for us. We're just playing them off the park. One last look at that ball from McHugh. Didn't know he had the vision. Thibaut Duran is making his way onto the pitch, replacing McHugh. We need a round of applause for João Felix, as he's also being replaced by Szoboszlai for Bournemouth. Taken short. Jesper Karlsson. Andrick. Crosses it in. Cleared away by Calderon. Gallo. There's Rashford. He's all on his own. He's going to have to do it alone now. Marcus Rashford, that Bournemouth player just allowed me to have a free run at his goal. 4-0 was the scoreline. Marcus Rashford couldn't have any easier goal than that this season. And we're just going to continue to run away with this tie.
Number 17, Jack Stacey, coming onto the pitch. Number 38, Danny Ceballos.
Anthony plays into Timber. Timber, left foot cross. Cleared out by Andrick. Eriksson heads it back into the danger zone. Szoboszlai. Anthony. Szoboszlai. Bellingham. Shot. 5-0. What a goal. 5-0. And he gets his goal in the end after contributing to many of the goals scored in this game. He's now finally got one to put on the tally for himself. Oh, they're getting really frustrated out there. They don't like the triangles down Foreman. 4 minutes added on when you played 1 minute of it. Szoboszlai, Rashford, 6-0. It's just a walk in the park. Essentially, this is probably going to be one of the matches that are just going to be quick highlights. Because we're just making it look way too easy. There's no urgency to take the ball off of us. No urgency to stop us from doing what we want. And we're going to make them pay if they're going to play like this. Karlsson. Ball played into the box. A clean sheet is a must. A clean sheet is a must. 6-0 at home. Wonderful way to start the episode. Beautiful performance from my players on the pitch. Really clinical in front of goal. Rashford bagged himself a hat-trick. Perfect response to everything I said about him in the menu. Same with Bellingham. And great appearance in the number 10 for Felix. So we probably have an alternative position for him, especially if things get a bit overcrowded on the wings, and it will help us with the injury issue we have with the number 10 role. That's a clean sheet bonus of 10 clean sheets. I think that's a bit too much for a backup keeper. Yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine. 4 years put on the table for him. 55k per week, 400k signing on bonus, 140k performance bonus, and he's gone ahead and accepted that. So we pen down our future second choice goalkeeper, and possibly for the next manager, the future number 1, because he is a good keeper with a lot of potential. So the quarterfinals have been drawn for the Carabao Cup. As you guys can see, we're going to be taking on Wolverhampton later on in the season around December. In terms of the other ties, Chelsea, Leeds, we've got Brentford, Newcastle, Preston and Everton. Could probably get the gist of who's going to be around the semi-finals and the final. I feel like Chelsea's going to be one of them, and Newcastle. In terms of Liverpool, they were knocked out by Wolverhampton on penalties, and Liverpool are the side that we have next. So hopefully they're a bit fragile after that defeat. It's first versus second, and for quite a while, it's like we're the side that's second place. Normally we're the side that's being chased. We're doing the chasing at the minute. So Liverpool are gonna have a lot of pressure on them. We're gonna go into the next game using our 3-4-3 formation. Yes, I mean business. We're gonna play them off the park and suffocate them. So let's head off into the next game, get the 3 points, and restore our spot at the top of the table. Location: Anfield. The occasion: Premier League game, first versus second, and no rotation going into this match. I did say in the menu was going to use the 3-4-3 formation, but I had a change of heart. We're going with the 4-3-3, just so we don't get hit on the break. We're less susceptible that way, and we've been doing quite well this season, playing teams off the park, no matter where we were, whether it's at home or away. So this atmosphere is not intimidating at all. They can sing away all they want, but there's going to be zero tolerance for Liverpool, and zero tolerance for whatever they have to throw at us. Here we go. Game is underway. Liverpool attacking to the left. We're attacking to the right. Liverpool have gotten off to a better start than they have in recent seasons. As you can see, 100% record. And as you can see, they mean business. They mean business. Early on, Crespo has to make a save. They went right at it from kickoff, Liverpool. So this is what I mean. Need to be ready to soak up some pressure. Moving the ball quite fast and sharp. Højbjerg, Stones, well done the match because they got full energy. They think they can do what they want with us because they're in good form. They seem to have forgotten what we're capable of because of the form that they're in. Too much respect given to them, clearly. I don't understand how that even transpired. I was talking all of that smack, and Darwin Nunez was like, yeah, hold that. Top bins. The crowd has gone wild. We're just giving them too much respect. Or backing off, giving him so much time to take the shot. I didn't think Nunez would do it. I didn't think he would get it on target and beat Crespo. He's loving it on the touchline right now. So early in the game, if anything, they were the side that was sitting back and hitting me on the break. And now because they're at home and they're in good form this season, seem to think that they can just play us off the park. But just give us some time to adjust ourselves. Let's go. LaCroix, Anthony, going to Boslite. Parsons just so off at the moment. Liverpool are really on job at the back. It's like a pinball the way they're passing it. A good position to be in early on in an encounter like this. Bellingham, Felix, Felix drills it into Szoboszlai. Right foot shot, 1-1. Dominic Szoboszlai bags himself a goal to get us back into the game. Hopefully from here on out, we can start dictating the tempo, because that's what's catching us off guard. Like I said, they're moving the ball around like it's a pinball machine. Everything's moving so quick. We slow the game down at our pace. We should be able to play them off the park and create more chances. Odegaard. Eriksson just shuts him out as he was thinking he could just run right through us from kickoff. Malacia to Jude Bellingham. Turns it into Malacia. Felix. Richie. Malacia crosses it in. Dangerous ball in. If Szoboszlai was there or a bit closer as the ball was getting crossed, I feel like he would have beaten Alisson to the ball. Bicon wasn't supposed to fall into the path of Ahmed. Ooh. Doing a bit too much with the ball now. Passing a bit too fast for their own liking. Can't seem to retain it. Szoboszlai crosses it in. Go on, Anthony. Altos heads it away. It's communication between him and Alisson, but that doesn't matter. Challenge there by Eriksson. Wonderful stuff. Richie. Stopped by Trent. Got possession back. 28 minutes on the clock. Alexander-Arnold. Moving this ball really quick. I think Crespo got a hand to that. No, he didn't. It's just high over the bar. Just getting bodies forward. Well done. 1-2 between Richie and Bellingham. The Jordan ball in the box is dealt with though. Handball ref. Got free kick really close. A dangerous position. Szoboszlai is good at getting it up and over. So is Anthony. Szoboszlai to take this. Puts his foot through it. Hits the post, hits the bar, hit wherever it hit. It came really close. Alisson did have to get a hand to it. I think he tipped it onto the bar. But Szoboszlai troubling the keeper from the dead ball. Felix. Richie, back into Felix. Richie run. Richie ran into that gap. I would have returned it. Dinked over the top. Real battle for possession. Oh, what a ball. Richie put this away. He doesn't. What is going on with my strikers? My number 10s are finishing better than my strikers at the moment. Should be 2-1. There's no excuse. Turn. Felix. He'll drive out the Liverpool defence. Oh, they parted the centre. I almost went through the middle. I was about to say they parted like the Red Sea. They're in red as well. Would have been really ironic. Ooh, ball in behind. Anthony. Oh, taken out referee. That's a late challenge on Anthony. That should be a penalty. The ball quick. It's a little openings in between the gaps where I can see myself getting a goal. I should have just shot with Bellingham. I don't trust his weak foot. 1-1 is the scoreline heading off into the interval. I know what we need to do. I kind of see the pattern now. 1-2's on the edge of the box, slip people in behind, dink it over the top. And Liverpool, they're split in half. So we're going to keep attempting that tactic, see if it works. We're obviously going to try other ways, try other avenues to break them down. But right now, it's still 1-1. So we didn't get off to a good start in the first half. We can turn things around. Doing a lot better in the second half. Early on, you slip Anthony in behind. Cut back from Anthony. Felix, 2-1. Talk about a terrible start to the first half. We show Liverpool how to start off in the second half. It's 2-1. We'll flip the game on its head. They don't look like they're ready for what's about to come. Malacia. Come on, man. It's the thing with manual through balls. If you don't aim it correctly, it's going to go pear-shaped. And this has caused problems for us. Well done, Crespo. Darwin Núñez, quite greedy. He could have squared it into Luis Diaz. Would have been a bit easier for them to find the equaliser. But here's a substitution. Ousmane and Dembele replacing Ahmed. Threat for threat. I don't know how this is going to work because they got Trent and Frimpong on the pitch at the same time. Maybe I should mind my own business and focus on what my players are doing. So right now, lead isn't healthy. Szoboszlai in behind. We're about to make it healthy. 3-1 is the scoreline. We've doubled the lead. And I told you guys, I don't think they're ready for what's about to be upon them. Dominic Szoboszlai bags himself a brace, showing the strikers how to finish, how it's done, essentially. Hopefully, my number 9s will buck up the ideas. Chelsea continue winning games. We're going to have to deal with them later on in the season. We've already played them in the league. We beat them 5-2, if you guys remember. 66 minutes on the clock. Let's go. Oh, I wasn't supposed to aim it there. Oh, come on. How's Darwin Núñez survived the challenges? João Felix. Plays it into Richie. Finds Anthony. Anthony cuts in. Left foot strike. Alisson's tested out. He comes out on top in that scenario. 10 minutes remaining. We're going to make 3 substitutions for the first time in this match. We're going to be changing the personnel. So Szoboszlai is being replaced by Gallo. We're moving João Felix into the number 10 role. Gallo's playing off the left. Got Rashford as our number 9 now, replacing Richie. Also, Kone replaces Jude Bellingham. Rashford in the gap into Anthony. Kone, he's onside. Oh, he hits the post. I thought it was 4-1. Think the keeper? Nope. Off the line. Head it back down. Maybe. Nope. Jones is in the way there. Gets it cleared. Kone should have put that away again. Finishes very poor in this match. But then again, I did increase the shot error on my half. Like for the sliders. So that probably does explain it. Sometimes I'd be tweaking the sliders and forgetting what I've done. Corbett. Felix. There we go again. Gallo. Frimpong chasing. Anthony. Oh, that would have been beautiful if I got into Rashford. Alexander-Arnold, his pass is intercepted. But there we go. 3-1 is the scoreline. We end up getting the 3 points against Liverpool. A side that's supposed to be our mighty rivals for the silverware in the league this season. We're going to restore our lead at the top of the table, but we also need to check on Chelsea's results because they're the side that we're level on points with, and if they're winning as many games as us while Liverpool are dropping points, we're probably just going to be level at the top of the table on points together. And yeah, goal difference is probably going to be the only thing that's separating us. We're waiting for Basak Sihir. Guys, you guys already know I can't do this, but yeah, we're just gonna call them Medipol. Medipol want him on a 2-year loan. I've also asked them to shorten that to a short-term loan move, and Zurich, they're gonna try to come in for him. I used him off camera. He feels quite agile, quite quick for his ability. Like his overall 66. I think most of his attributes or the attributes that are carrying his overall could be the physical ones. So let's just quickly take a look at Karoka. So yeah, like I thought, like his physical attributes is what's carrying this man. So as you guys can see, physical 83, pace. Sorry, I'm reading from my Mac. 73. That's his pace. So in terms of his ability, like technically, he still needs to work on his passing. He still needs to work on his dribbling. And yeah, so that's why we're still loaning out the 16-year-old. Well, if we had more time to use him, I guarantee you he probably would have lit up Europe. He's kind of like a mini Tony Mendes, the way he feels in game. Like he's taller than Mendes and Ruiz. He's kind of more Kone, but in the number 10. And lo and behold, we got Marcus Rashford to overall 95 despite the form that he's in. So if we was to move him on and cash in on him, we could probably get big bucks for him. He's currently got 5 goals and 5 assists, which is quite good within 11 appearances. But yeah, the playing time thing is just something that he might not even get over. But nah, he's not happy with his playing time. But he can't exactly push Douglas Ritchie out of his position simply because Ritchie is the top goal scorer out of the 3 strikers. But this is what I mean. Going into the season, I felt like this was going to be an issue, like the playing time. Like before all we saw was green thumbs up, and now we just see people that are just content or they're just unhappy with their playing time. Even João Victor, he's kicking up some stink now. I felt like he was kind of happy being a rotated player because last season it worked out for the good, but even Mick Hughes screaming for game time. David De Gea, we already know what his fate should be. But yeah, let me know in the comment section below, like, because we were supposed to be ushering most of the youth team players into the first team and getting some in the starting 11. And so far, the only player that has broken, I don't think anyone's broken into the starting 11. That's why I did ask you guys, should I sell Anthony, should I sell Rashford to make space or make room for Gallo to flourish, for other players to flourish, even maybe Bernard? Because I did say at the end of the season, regardless of what we did with Rashford, I was still interested in that striker. But yeah, I don't want to waffle too much. It's just something that came to mind. I just thought, let me just go off on a little tangent about the squad, because I don't feel like I talk enough about the way I look at some of these players or how I want to use some of these players in the starting 11. In terms of the next game, we are going to be playing Eintracht Frankfurt. They've got no points on the table whatsoever. So yeah, they've underperformed in this group. It could be like another group. There was a group where there was a side that was completely underperforming, and then in the last couple of games they got Europa League football over the side that was underdogs essentially, and the underdogs were doing really well. Can't remember which season it was. It must have been recent, like season 5 or season 6 for it to be in my head. But yeah, as you guys can see, Victoria Plzen, they're 3rd, Real Betis, they're 6th, and we're sitting on top with 9 points. 3 wins in a row. Can we make it 4? We're about to head off into this match, and yeah, we're playing against a side essentially that are completely underperforming, so there's no excuse. We need to be finishing and taking our chances. Match day 4, we're back again. We've come full circle now, but we're at Old Trafford for this encounter. Man United versus Eintracht Frankfurt. And yeah, I'm expected to win this game. A victory, I think a draw. A draw will be enough to qualify for round of 16, but a win is definitely on my mind. And yeah, we're going to field a strong side. Marcus Rashford is playing off the left-hand side. We've got Ritchie returning as our number 9. Abbas is starting off the right. Corbett is right next to João Victor. And I think those are the only changes in the starting 11. Nice. Avard gives the ball away. Sabozai makes the interception. Finds Ritchie instantly. Ritchie getting forward. Abbas receives the ball from Ritchie. I tried to return it to him. Found no luck in that scenario. Oh, gets to Fernandez. Fernandez loses the ball. Ritchie, I should not have fake shotted, but I still score anyway. 1-0 is the scoreline. There's no effort. There's no effort at all from the Frankfurt defense. And that's what I noticed from the first encounter. I feel like I was just playing around too much in front of goal, having a few stints out on the bench. Lino cuts it back. Matanovic, block goes in. Nice save from Crespo at the near post. Rashford, keep going. Go on, son. Oh, come on, man. Should have done better with Rashford in that scenario. I had options, but I tried to do too much with him. Oh, Ritchie into Rashford. 2-0. 2-0. What a way to double the lead. Our standing captain for this evening. As a he stunned me. He stunned me, definitely. I didn't think he was going to go with the overhead kick, and I didn't think he was going to shoot first time. I thought he was going to take a touch. But yeah, 2-0 is the scoreline. Just one last look at this goal. Ritchie gets a nice assist, dinks it over the top. And we've got an acrobatic shot from Rashford. Goalkeeper committing off his line. Didn't stand tall enough. If he stood his ground and made himself big enough, he would have made the stop. It doesn't look like Frankfurt are going to take any incentive in this match to try pull one back. It's minimal effort when they get forward. And don't let me tell you about the goalkeeper distribution. He's working against them. He's definitely working against them. But to be fair, a lot of my players are good in 50-50 battles. Especially the more physical players like Jalf Victor rarely loses a 50-50. Corbett is quite strong in the air. Bellingham is a solid player. Even Richie for his stature. Speaking of Richie, tries to mirror his assist in the first half. Gets cleared away as a suppose like it's left hanging. Lino. Decent challenge there by Alvarado. Maggioli. Lino. Well done, Alvarado. Gets in the way. Makes himself a nuisance. Oh, we've given them the ball. Oh, we've done it again. We've done it again. But like I said, I don't think they have what it takes to pounce on any of my mistakes. There we go. Suppose like we can turn with him. Richie is ahead of me. We find Richie in behind. Richie, go on, make it. Goal number 3. And he does exactly that. He bags himself a brace. A hat-trick is pending. He is looking rather tired out there. But it will be mad to sub off a man that's in hot form like Douglas Richie. Jedson Fernandez. Blas. Pavard. Oh, Matanovic. Oh, he plays him in. Stop him, Fagioli. He stopped. Keep the clean sheet. No. Clean sheet done. Clean sheet done. They were like, yeah, you're 3-0 up. Hold that. I wish Crespo dealt with the initial shot a bit better, and I wish like he did get back up a bit quicker. Normally goalkeepers will go chasing after the ball. He went running back to his line, but he didn't get back on his line in time. The left back bombing down. The left flank drills one in, and Crespo not phased by it. Deals with the cross really well. Rashford just couldn't get the ball under control. And the thing is, I'm not actually accelerating with Rashford nowadays. He's just naturally quick, even when he's just dribbling. You accelerate a bit, he just continues. But a long shot saved by Crespo. Distribution's getting better from their number 1. I've noticed in the second half, but the centre-backs are letting them down now. There's a supposed like go on, turn Abbas, turn. You got so much time, so much space. Nice block by Ballard, heads it down into Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai's volley blocked by Barre, and yeah, remains 3-1. 77 minutes on the clock. Lovely play there by Corbett and Victor. Kone, Malacia. 1-2 between him and Rashford. Return back into Rashford from Malacia. Has Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai. Bro, that is a naughty dink. That is a naughty dink. 4-1 is the scoreline. And I mean, the game was already put to bed, but it just shuts up any questions about a comeback happening. Clear as lines, and 4-1 is the scoreline. Another victory, which means we are through to the knockout phase of the Champions League. So the round of 16 is confirmed, and we can pretty much field a rotated side for the last 2 matches of this group phase. So our prayers have been answered. Durand, he's got some interest from PSG. You guys already know how I feel about that conglomerate. We don't like PSG, but we do want to move this guy on. That was the original plan. It isn't because he's a terrible player. It's because we just don't have any room for him, and he is kind of unsettling our left backs, who we do love. We love McHugh. We love Malacia down that left hand side. So we don't want to disrupt how the dynamics are within the squad. So yeah, we're going to start off with 40 million as a proposal, and we won't sell him for less than 35 million. They've got the money. They need it more than I do. So there's no way that they don't come back with a revised offer. Yeah, so that's about it for Durand. Great news. Lisandro Martinez, my captain, he is back. He is back, and I hope he's back with a bang. I hope he comes back with violence, because whoever put him out for those 4 months, yeah, just best believe this guy's gonna come and break this man's legs. Because I actually can't remember what took him out. I don't think it was like a foul. I think it was just a coming together that happened off the ball. And then all of a sudden, this guy was out for 4 months. But yeah, he's back in the side now. He can reclaim back that band. Timber was the standing captain, as Rashford isn't on the field at all. But yeah, things are getting back to normal. Hopefully, Tony Mendes is only round the corner with his return, and then yeah, we can completely go on all fronts and dominate domestically and continue to dominate in Europe. The next game we have is against Newcastle United. It's the last game of this episode, and yeah, I do want to cap this episode off with a victory. We've been very good at doing so, shutting out episodes with wins and performing better than in previous matches in that current episode. So yeah, normally we end the episode off with a bang. I want to do so again against a side that is challenging and trying to compete for European spots, and they got the personnel to do so. And also, like I said in the menu, we can't afford to drop any points. We haven't rotated we have rotated, but we haven't rotated to the point we've weakened the side. We just rotate personnel that's kind of like for like, so we shouldn't have any issues or problems up top because the quality hasn't dropped whatsoever. It's just about keeping Newcastle up because we don't know what they're going to throw at us. Defensively, we've been really good in this episode. We got João Victor next to LaCroix this time around, and yeah, I think that's it. Oh, Timber's back in the back line. You guys already know what he's like with clean sheets, so yeah, I'm expecting a solid performance from the defense and probably clinical finishing from the attackers. United have a corner early on in this game. Ball goes into the box. Crespo deals with it as per usual. Really comfortable, coming out and command in the area. There was a time where I thought David De Gea was meddling with my project. I thought David De Gea was teaching him all the bad things. If you guys remember from season 6, he was conceded dodgy goals whenever he stepped in as the deputy keeper. And now all this guy does is just stop shots left, right and centre, unless it's just really impossible for him and there's nothing he could do about it. It's Timber. Szoboszlai plays into Richie, goes through the legs of I don't know who that is. We're just going to put it into the back of the net, forget who that is. We've got a goal, and Douglas Richie scores back-to-back. One last look at it. Szoboszlai gives it. Richie doesn't actually touch it. Szoboszlai technically nutmegs the defender. It goes through the defender's legs, and Richie just runs onto it and just shoots across Romero, puts it in for 1-0. The same Maximum days, the Alexander Isak days. Even Benjamin Sesko, he was a problem for us at some point when he first joined Newcastle. Oh, shot from Timo Werner. Safe hands from Crespo. He distributes it out. Szoboszlai. Bellingham. Malacia. Felix into Bellingham. Bellingham. Malacia. We're going to drill it across the box. Romero off his line to make the catch. Well done, Malacia. Rough him. I don't care. Give him the free kick, because when it comes time to hand me a free kick, when they're tugging and pulling on my players' t-shirts, this referee goes missing. Casper the ghost around here, man. Ball goes in. Clear that out. Well done, Timber. Oh, Sanchez plays it into Timo Werner. He finds the top left corner. It's 1-1. It was a good finish. It was a good finish. They caught us off guard. Can't be falling asleep at the back like that. We gave him his first goal in the league campaign. That's what upsets me the most. It's another example of the referee not doing his job. Oliver, the former Manchester City player, clearly holding on to his grudge from his City days. He's done it to miss the cup final himself. How dare you? Bellingham, Anthony, Richie, right foot strike. Save for Romero. It was kind of aimed directly at him. I was aiming for the bottom right corner. More chances will come. Bellingham makes the interception. Receives the ball. Szoboszlai, Richie, Bellingham. Felix cuts in. Oh, why did he speed up there? Szoboszlai, handball. Thank you. Oh, Soleil. I think that's how you pronounce it. Soleil is the player that got nutmegged for the first goal. Szoboszlai on the free kick. Puts his foot through it. Deflects in. It deflects in to our benefit. I think that came off the player Oliver, if I'm correct. Suppose he's on target again. One last look at that. Let's see who it hits. I think it did come off Oliver, you know. Shot from Szoboszlai. Yeah, deflects off Oliver. That happened too quick, but I just know the ball was closer to Oliver than anyone else in that wall. Hits his elbow. Sends the keeper the wrong way. Him and Timo Werner combining up front. Hasn't been too easy to deal with them both. As you can see, Werner's good in the air, just as he is as making runs in behind. The fact that he out-jumped João Victor, which is quite rare, means that he's an aerial threat too. Getting forward, trying to make this attack count. Ball goes in. Timber with the cross and a Szoboszlai with the header, deflects out for a corner kick. Off. Oh, he's not. The pool's on. Oh, the pool. He's dinked my keeper. Oh my goodness me. It's been a while since Crespo's been embarrassed like that. It's literally been actually, no, I forgot. Nunes packed him out of this episode. But it's 2-2. Newcastle United. I bagged another goal. Sloppy defending from me. I think I triggered that offside trap by accident. I was trying to trigger the press, but my finger slipped. But we'll take it on the chin. We just can't allow more opportunities like this. Šeško. Malas is going to get booked for that. He's already on a warning. Timo Werner receives the ball back. Werner with the long shot outside the box. He's a threat outside the box. He's a threat running in behind, and he's a threat in the air. We need to be careful. Anthony. Don't know what I was doing there. Bellingham. João Felix in so much space. Right foot strike. I thought that was going in. I thought it was going in. Well, we're going to trigger the attacking tactic. Szoboszlai. Oh, tried to find Richie in behind. Ooh, got the ball back. Szoboszlai. Eriksson. Into Anthony. Richie on the ball. Left foot strike is blocked by Soleil. The pool. Oh, this is why. This is why. What kind of line is this? What kind of line is this? Why is all our players in their half? What a save from Crespo. What a save from Crespo. Why are all my players in their half? We're doing the polar opposite of what Tottenham and Chelsea do. We don't... I get it. You want every player to get in their half and attack sometimes. Especially when they're sitting back. But Newcastle don't have a deep line like that. For them to be operating with such a high line. Crespo, distribute that long. Keeper must come off his line for this. He's left it to Oliver. He's under some pressure. Handled it well. 64 minutes on the clock, Newcastle United. Trying to get forward. Trying to make things happen, as well as my side. Nice ball down the line by Szoboszlai. Anthony. Cut it back. Richie. Oh, first time shot. And there's a nice save from Romero. Wasn't expecting him to save it, but he's done exactly that. Szoboszlai's going to put this ball down for this corner kick. We do need to make some changes. Look how rapid Werner's run is. It's just so different compared to my players. Making runs. Ball in behind. Shocking ball. Getting dealt with. 2-2 is the scoreline at the minute. It looks like we're going to drop points yet again. It's going to be our first draw on the table. Balls up the pitch like that. This guy's getting on my nerves now. He's played such a high line throughout this match, and I can't control where this guy's going to be positioned. But no, just the guy, man. The guy's more than useless. The guy is more than useless right now. When he's only got 1 foot, it's like a handicap. Having him on the pitch is almost a handicap when you have a good defense in front of him, and all you can do with him is shift the ball to his left foot and hope that there's an open to shoot across the keeper or as a one-on-one situation. But you win some, you lose some, and you draw some. And a draw is what we've taken from this game, despite looking like we was going to start off really well. Shocking defending towards the end of the second half, or I mean first half, sorry. Yeah, it's quite annoying, man. 3-2 was the scoreline between City and Chelsea. So Chelsea, they're now on top of the table. 2 points ahead of us. We have 28 points. We're second place. Liverpool are third with 26 points. Also, City, they are fourth with 21 points. And catching up to the pack is Wolverhampton at fifth with 20 points. So they've done well, Wolverhampton, to pick up some points. Obviously, City have continued to drop points. And yeah, so top four's wide open. The title race is still wide open. It's just frustrating to end another episode not on the top spot. We did well to reclaim it, beating Liverpool, and we've gone and ruined it and mucked up for ourselves by underestimating Newcastle and not finishing and taking our chances in front of goal. But yeah, the bottom three after 11 matches in the league consist of Middlesbrough, Watford and Leicester City in that exact order. 9 points on the table for Middlesbrough, 8 points on the table for Watford, and no points at all for Leicester City in 11 games. Fun season. It's a fun season so far. It may not sound like it's because I'm tired. I'm sorry if I sound a bit dead, but yeah, I'm a bit exhausted. But yeah, for the next episode, I don't know how we're gonna do this one. It's looking a bit sticky here. I don't want to play a whole heap of games on camera, especially games where we should be beating teams. There are a lot of times where I lose off camera as well, so who knows, man, who knows. But I know there's certain teams that some of you guys probably would rather me skip the game, but I don't skip games. I just play them off camera if you guys don't want to see it. Yeah, so Middlesbrough, we're gonna ignore them. Real Betis, we're gonna play them. Brentford, we'll play. Should we play Brentford? Did we play Brentford early on? No, we haven't. We could play Brentford. Also Everton, Victoria Pleasant right after that. That sounds like it would make it sounds like it makes sense, if I'm honest with you. Victoria Pleasant after that, and then in the episode after that, Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest, West Ham United, and Wolverhampton. And then what we could do is just play these 3 games off camera, and then the episode after that is January. See, we got the next 3 episodes lined up. It makes sense now. I've looked at it. I've checked it twice. It makes sense. It's confirmed. That's what we're doing. But yeah, if you made it this far in this episode, please remember to smash that like button, sub to the channel if you are new, and also hit the notification bell so you're notified when I go live, premiere video, or upload one. I'd like to thank you guys for giving feedback and leaving feedback in the comment section below. But one thing I must say, like, I'm always open to constructive criticism, constructive feedback. But if you're someone that's commenting on every video, negative comments, I won't lie to you. I appreciate what do you call it? The engagement on my video. I honestly appreciate the engagement on my video. All I'm gonna do is just like the comment and not respond to it, really and truly. So if you do have criticism and that isn't constructive, that's all you're gonna get from me. That's literally it. But for those who are positive, or for those that are trying to move the content in a good direction, people that are giving me pointers or tips to make the next episode improve, I definitely appreciate you guys. So yeah, keep the comments coming, keep leaving the likes, keep sharing if you are someone that shares. Yeah, it goes a long way for me. As you guys can see, we're very close to hitting 1K, and that's off the back of you guys' support. And without you guys, I wouldn't have got to this point, because obviously gradually my content has improved, the way I present the video has improved, and that's off the feedback, the constructive feedback. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. But yeah, take care for now. We're gonna go. Peace.